And what's up, enthusiasts? It's your boy Rob back with another video. Today, guys, I wanted to touch on something. You guys know I'm always late to the party, but better late than never, I always say. So, guys, today it's a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm sitting down, enjoying my Frosted Flakes, scrolling through YouTube, while I'm also reading Warhammer 10th Edition. And I'll give you guys my input on that maybe later on this week once I can play a game or two. But guys, something came up. You guys already know about it, and I'm going to talk about it, give you my input, my weigh-in on this situation. Though it may be a few days old, I think it is definitely worth me talking about. Guys, what I am referring to is this. I know. It's the 10,000-pound elephant in the room, and I'm going to tackle it right now. Guys, I know a lot of people aren't happy with what you see here. I, for one, am not a fan of this, and I'm a black guy. So, Lord of the Rings, for me, is a big deal. I will not claim to be an aficionado of the lore of Lord of the Rings, but I do love the franchise. I enjoy the movies. I enjoy the books. I even enjoy the Rings of Power, though it may have its faults. No show is perfect, and we all know that. But guys, the situation we have here with Magic the Gathering and I guess, can we call this like blackwashing of a character? So is just really strange and odd to me that they would do something like this with such an iconic character. You know, I think you've heard a lot about people saying things like, well, why don't they just make a original character and then make him black? There is an area that has been kind of deemed like the black people or the darker skinned people in the Lord of the Rings lore. Excuse me, trying to get my words out. It's still early. And why couldn't they just make some main characters from that, or make characters more prominent from that group of individuals? I believe they're called like the Haradam or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me on how to pronounce that down in the comments, guys. But we're seeing this more and more, and you know, I really hate to be talking about this to an extent on a channel that's dedicated to tabletop gaming, but since this has something to do with Magic being a tabletop game, I said, why not discuss it on the channel? Guys, I think that this is something that they should stay away from, because it could be innocent in the intent on doing it. You know, they could be like, well, we don't want to rustle any feathers, but we just think this would be a cool idea. But when you take such iconic characters like Aragorn, you know, this is arguably the main character of the story. I mean, he's my favorite character of the Lord of the Rings by far. So to do something like this, it doesn't make me feel good to say, oh, there's a character that looks like me. Because I really don't ever think like that when I'm watching movies or consuming any content. That's the last thing on my mind. Even when I was a child, that was something that never really crossed my mind. Heck, I was a tennis player for a long time, and I enjoyed, my favorite tennis player was Andre Agassi. I used to walk around, and I know I'm getting off path here, but I used to walk around with my headband on, my big fro, because I thought I had blonde hair and it was down to my face like Andre Agassi. And people could argue, well, hey, maybe that's why they do things like that now, so you can have someone that looks more like you. But that's not what it's about. It's about feeling a connection with the person beyond what they look like on the outside. And so, it's just, I kind of wanted to make this more lighthearted, guys. I don't want to make this like, you know, deep or anything like that. So it's just, I was just so put off by what I saw. And I don't play Magic anymore, and so obviously I'll never actually have the physical card in my hand. But guys, let me know if the card even plays well, if this set is already released. Let me know in the comments if this guy has some good abilities at least. Is this a card that you want to have in your deck? But Magic the Gathering is seeming to stick to this. I guess they can't do anything about it now. They've probably already got the cards out in the wild, so it is what it is. just looking at this image of him, I mean, he looks very regal. He looks like he could be a cool character. They could have just given him any name. He could have been any guy. If you are going to inject your race politics and stuff like that into all of this stuff, you gotta. I feel like you need to tread carefully when you're doing stuff like this, because you're going to then take people's loved facets of entertainment and things that they've put their energy into and they really care about, and you're going to make them very combative against what you're trying to do. So guys, let me know what you think about this. I know a lot of YouTubers have been covering this, but I figured you guys would want to hear my take on it. And guys, I am not happy about what they've done. Again, I don't play Magic, so it doesn't really impact me or anything like that to an extent. I just hate that this is even a topic that we have to cover, especially with the tabletop scene. We are very inclusive with our scene. I've always felt welcome and stuff like that. And with this card, I think this is just, it's something that's not necessary. And if that doesn't make you mad, he took Aragorn's woman too, man. He took Aragorn's woman. I can't believe that. I'm just joking there, guys. But guys, that's really it for me. Wanted to actually, you know what? That's not it. I wanted to take a look at this article that was on wargamer.com. And so this was something I had just because I saw it, and I immediately went over here and did some Googling and stuff like that to find out a little more about it. But this is an article, like I said, from wargamer.com, and I'm not going to read the entire thing. I'm just going to maybe read the first paragraph to kind of get an opinion that's outside of my own. And if you guys have not been to wargamer.com, go by. Obviously this isn't some sort of like paid ad or anything like that. This is just me talking and just kind of letting you guys know where I am on things. Okay, guys, here's that new shot I've been working on. You can see all my beautiful gray hair just kind of flowing in. I need to do something about that at some point. Anyway, this article was published 11 days ago, written by Matt Basel, I believe that's pronounced. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, Matt. All right, guys, so it says, The Lord of the Rings, though widely considered one of the greatest fantasy stories of all time, doesn't do so great on the whole diversity thing. In fact, pretty much the only non-white character in the book or the books are the evil harem, like I just said earlier, elephant riders, leaving aside deeper, more probing questions into the series' philosophy on race. This clearly represents a problem for a company like Wizards of the Coast when it comes to creating the MTG Lord of the Rings set. Now, guys, I don't think, based on what Tolkien wrote and his setting for the story being Europe and being kind of like a precursor to the history of Europe, I don't think that would have been any issue, and that was something that they did not have to even touch on. Even if they didn't include any characters of any race outside of white, it's something that's established. It's a well-established lore setting world, and it was something that didn't need to be done. But alas, it has been done. But this makes me also question, now when you go see things like stage plays. Now, stage plays were always something where you could kind of see, a variety of people playing different roles, and you never thought twice about it. At least I did not, with the very few stage plays I've been to. But, with more and more things like this happening, you've got The Little Mermaid. I've even seen something like with How to Train a Dragon. Supposedly they're going to be doing some race swapping there with a character or two, guys. And so this is just going to make things, this going to make this a sore topic for a lot of people. So I think that Hollywood and you know what? Never mind Hollywood. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. They're a bunch of crazy people anyway. So guys, but for our community and all of the tabletop companies out there, you guys steer clear of this stuff. We don't need this kind of stuff in our hobby. So, guys, that's really going to be it for me. This went on a little bit longer than I thought. Energy is a little down because of this topic, but guys, I promise the next video will be exciting. It's going to be something good. And guys, one more thing, if you haven't, please go over to Rob 7 Days a Week, my second channel, where I'm going to be talking about everything outside of the hobby. I really want you guys to go over there so we can comment, talk on things, and really touch on some other things that's going on around our world. But as always, guys, I want to thank you for joining me for another lovely day. I will see you guys when I see you. Peace.